November 22, 1963. A date etched in the memory of a nation, a moment when the bright promise of President John F. Kennedy was extinguished in a hail of gunfire in Dallas, Texas. Lee Harvey Oswald, a former U.S. Marine, was swiftly arrested and charged with the assassination, only to be murdered himself just 2 days later by Jack Ruby.
We are confronted primarily with a moral issue. It is as old as the Scriptures and is as clear as the American Constitution. The heart of the question is whether all Americans are to be afforded equal rights and equal opportunities, whether we are going to treat our fellow Americans as we want to be treated. If an American, because his skin is dark, cannot eat lunch in a restaurant open to the public, if he cannot send his children to the best public school available, if he cannot vote for the public officials who represent him, if, in short, he cannot enjoy the full and free life which all of us want, then who among us would be content to have the color of his skin changed and stand in his place? Who among us would then be content with the counsels of patience and delay? 100 years of delay have passed since President Lincoln freed the slaves, yet their heirs, their grandsons, are not fully free. They are not yet freed from the bonds of injustice. They are not yet freed from social and economic oppression. And this nation, for all its hopes and all its boasts, will not be fully free until all its citizens are free.
Friday, 10 minutes before noon. The motorcade begins the 11-mile ride to the Dallas Trade Mart, where the President is to deliver a major address. Governor and Mrs. Connally ride in the presidential limousine. In a downtown building, a gunman waits at a sixth-floor window, a high-powered rifle by his side. A radio newsman describes the motorcade as it moves toward the Dallas Trade Mart.
The President's car is now turning onto Elm Street, and it will be only a matter of minutes before he arrives at the Trade Mart. I was on Simmons Freeway earlier, and even the freeway was jam-packed with spectators waiting their chance to see the President as he made his way toward the Trade Mart.
The Warren Commission, tasked with investigating the tragedy, concluded that Oswald acted alone. Case closed? Far from it. The speed of the investigation, the inconsistencies in the evidence, and the unanswered questions surrounding both Oswald and Ruby ignited a firestorm of suspicion that continues to burn to this day. For decades, the assassination of JFK has been fertile ground for conspiracy theories, each attempting to unravel the truth behind one of the 20th century's most defining and devastating events. John F. Kennedy embodied a new era. Young, charismatic, and full of vigor, he inspired a generation with his vision of a new frontier. But his presidency was also marked by tension, the Cold War, the Cuban Missile Crisis, the burgeoning civil rights movement. He made enemies, both foreign and domestic. His policies, his stance against certain powerful interests, and the very dynamism he exuded created a complex political landscape. This backdrop is crucial when considering the theories that emerged in the wake of his death. Was he a victim of a lone, deranged gunman, or was his assassination the result of a larger, more sinister plot? The Warren Commission's central conclusion rested on the single bullet theory, the controversial idea that one bullet, fired by Oswald from the Texas School Book Depository, passed through President Kennedy and then Governor Connally, causing multiple wounds. This theory, while crucial to the lone gunman narrative, has been heavily debated and often questioned due to the seemingly impossible angles and the number of wounds inflicted. Eyewitness accounts also proved contradictory, with some claiming to have heard shots from the grassy knoll, a small hill adjacent to Dealey. This theory, while crucial to the lone gunman narrative, has been heavily debated and often questioned due to the seemingly impossible angles and the number of wounds inflicted. Eyewitness accounts also proved contradictory, with some claiming to have heard shots from the grassy knoll, a small hill adjacent to Dealey Plaza. In the absence of a universally accepted explanation, a multitude of theories have arisen, each pointing the finger at different potential orchestrators. Some believe that JFK's Attorney General brother, Robert Kennedy's aggressive crackdown on organized crime angered powerful mafia figures who then plotted the president's assassination. Jack Ruby, who murdered Oswald, had clear ties to the Dallas underworld, lending credence to this theory. JFK's handling of the Cuban Missile Crisis, while ultimately successful, humiliated both the Soviet Union and anti-Castro Cuban exiles. Some theories suggest that either one, or a combination of these groups, orchestrated the assassination as an act of revenge. This theory posits that JFK's reluctance to escalate the Vietnam War and his perceived threat to the powerful military-industrial complex made him a target for those who profited from conflict. Perhaps the most enduring and widely debated theory suggests that elements within the Central Intelligence Agency, unhappy with JFK's policies or fearing he would dismantle parts of the agency, organized his assassination and framed Oswald as the lone gunman. A more controversial theory suggests that Lyndon B. Johnson, who became president after JFK's death, may have been involved in the plot, motivated by his own ambition for the presidency. This theory often points to LBJ's political maneuvering and perceived inconsistencies in his reactions after the assassination. The official investigations, including the Warren Commission and subsequent inquiries like the House Select Committee on Assassinations, have offered varying conclusions, but none have fully silenced the doubters. The HSCA, for instance, concluded in 1979 that there was a high probability of a conspiracy based on acoustic evidence that has since been debated. The sheer volume of books, documentaries, and independent research dedicated to the JFK assassination underscores the enduring fascination and skepticism surrounding the official narrative. The release of classified documents over the years has sometimes added fuel to the fire, revealing previously unknown details but rarely offering definitive answers. Regardless of who was ultimately responsible, the assassination of John F. Kennedy remains a profound tragedy and a stark reminder of the fragility of power and the enduring power of unanswered questions. The search for the complete truth continues, fueled by a desire for justice and a need to understand a pivotal moment in American history. What are your thoughts on the assassination of John F. Kennedy? Do you subscribe to any of these theories, or do you believe the official findings? Share your opinions and any evidence you find compelling in the comments below. If you found this exploration of the JFK assassination theories intriguing, please like this video, subscribe for more dives into historical mysteries and conspiracies, and hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching.